evening wherever you are watching in the world. It's a big day. Southampton, the Saints have come to town. The biggest game of the season, potentially the most important game of the season. It's massive, and we're here for it. And we're with the man, the myth, the legend here, as always, holding down the fort. I've switched computers, so hopefully I make his life easier. Thank you, Steve, for doing what you do right off the top. I saw that as we were getting ready in the background. And to all of you who have shown up to start your day, we're all on edge, I think. Maybe. Brendan, you tell me. How the hell are you, and how the hell are you feeling?
I'm absolutely fine. I'm not scared. You're scared. You know, that's how I feel.
Okay.
Yes, it's big. But I mean, look, if we deserve to be in the playoffs, then you gotta bring it in important games against other potential playoff teams, right? And this is at home, and no excuses. We just got to go and get it done, and I think they can do it. They again, Wrexham, for whatever reason, it seems to be in their DNA. They show up for the big games. Boy, do they show up. It's the easy ones that they flake out on, and then they try to wake up and try to win, and maybe there's not enough time left in the game. But these are typically the ones Wrexham shows up for. If we show up and play our game, I believe we'll win this.
We've had a bad stretch of first half laziness and cluelessness and just not being able to connect through the midfield, and it's been a challenge. And but if you're ever going to bring it, and I'm with you, it's that race course roar, right? And we've got to have it today. We're against a team that's on an absolute heater in their last 11 games. They haven't lost since Hull City back, I think it was January 17th. And since then, it's been 9 wins and 2 draws. On fire. Is there a possibility and a potential that if you get a draw or a loss here that you can still make the playoffs? Yes. Middlesbrough is falling. Hull City is still potentially there for the taking. But we're running out of real estate. We're running out of runway. And the pinch gets a lot more significant. Turns into a vice if you end up dropping points today. So it is absolutely massive. Just going to go to the chat here really quick and see who's here. We already got some early scorers. Des couldn't get a ticket, but my son and daughter-in-law have got tickets. Must not lose game. And yes, Des, it's absolutely cannot lose. Draw makes it tough, but you fall apart and not pick up at least something in this one, and it becomes exceptionally difficult on the push forward. Hi, Brendan's mom. How are you, everybody? And so do we jump right into it? Do we talk? I mean, we all know how big the game is. I don't think we need to end up saying any more than that. Do we end up just talking lineup and dive right in?
Sure. I will start out by flashing, basically stealing your thunder and flashing an addition to our bench. The one, the only, Matty James is back.
Matty James is back. Yeah. And so, I mean, the only thing that makes me nervous, it's one of those things with players that come back from injury and they've been away for a while, is one of two things tends to happen. And it's a polarizing outcome. Is you either get exceptional, holy crap, where has this person been? They're rejuvenated. They've got their energy. Everything's all there. They've still got that touch and it's lights out, or it's just never find it and in a funk. And so I'm curious to see if he ends up being used or not for this one. Ben Sheaf was listed as doubtful. Kakache is still out until probably next week. I'm happy if he doesn't touch the pitch again, especially with what we've been getting out of Thomason all season long. And so we're largely healthy. And so, yes, it's there. Like buttons down below. Let the universe know that we're here and do that, please, if you wouldn't mind. No losses. Oh, is it 12 games? I thought it was 11 if I've got the not including FA Cup. You add those ones in there as well, and they're all the way into the semifinals with their performance, which might be advantageous. You look at attrition and everything with the run-in. They're 2 games behind, and they're going to end up being a third. So they're going to go Saturday, Tuesday, pretty much through the majority of the season. So lots of games for them to play, and hopefully they get exhausted, worn out, and otherwise as we roll through. Let's jump into it and jump into our lineup, which I've got open right there. This is essentially exactly what I want. You could do a coin flip for me between Rathbone and Windass up front, but I can't complain about this. This is sort of maybe Kabore, Longman, their ceiling versus otherwise, but you've got to give the guy a shot, I think. So for the roster, Ogonko between the sticks, Kluworth, Hyam, and Doyle can't be anybody else back there. Interestingly enough, the defensive option, Lewis Brunt, not making the substitute, so maybe a question there. I like Brunt because of his diversity. Scar, he can only be your center back. And so that pushes Hyam out to whatever side if we end up having to fill in. Viner as a holding mid substitute. Longman in there can play both wings, which is why you probably have him there if you need to bring him in for some reason. Matty James joined in with Rathbone. Matty James for a holding mid. Rathbone probably a late sub to come in up front. Keeler Dunn hasn't got a lot of time. Cadaverteri hasn't had a lot of time as well, but options are there. Him back from Jamaica where he scored one, trying to get them into the World Cup and just failed. And then Sam Smith filling in and coming off of the floor or off of the bench. It need be late on. Brendan, is that as good as it gets?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you could argue the Rathbone piece, but he's a guy that can fit in a lot of different positions. So I guess like you want to keep him in reserve to fit in where needed, right? And I would agree with you. The Kabore Longman switch might make sense, but you can always give someone an opportunity to make up for, a bad game. I like that he's getting that opportunity because you'd like to think then that's when someone really bears down, steps up, and has a performance that makes a significant impact on a win. So,
yep. See the comment, like and subscribe. It's free and very much appreciated. Gabber, keep Viner on the bench all afternoon, Parky, or all night, depending on where you're watching this from. I don't have much to say. I mean, the biggest thing for me, again, the problem for us recently has been connecting our back line through the midfield and pushing the ball up without having to thump it forward. And we keep being addicted to it in the first half, and it doesn't work. And it's been like 4 games in a row. We've got to find a way to build it through the floor. And if I'm Southampton, I'm pressing the absolute tar out of us. Jed, thanks for that. It's closest to the strongest team Wrexham can play. Yeah, like I think Brendan and I are both on board. Potentially you are too. Just a couple of potential changes. Maybe there's a debate about them, but other than that, this is as good as it gets. Do we jump into the enemy?
Sure.
It's an interesting one, and I don't know if this is attrition as much as it is, or if it's injury. But they've got talent on their bench. I'll tell you that much. And I called it with the thumbnail. I don't know if you noticed who was on the thumbnail. I put Kiefer Moore there. I assumed it was going to be him. I think it had to be him to try and pull things out early on and give him that opportunity, given we've been struggling to score up front recently. And I don't know why, but I thought Kyle Larin would definitely get in. He who has had 6 starts so far, I guess, since he's been here. Maybe not the boldest prediction, but the Canadian. And I wanted to put him in to hopefully put the jinx and cast it on him. Kyle Larin is an interesting player. He is an absolute Superman when he puts on the Canadian jersey, but usually when he plays for club, he's not as good. He's found something in Southampton after being cast off onto like 3 different loans and never making it work wherever he went in recent years, and starting to wonder, is he just aged out? He's found some magic recently, and so he's drawn into the lineup. Let's go through things. They've got some talent and some people who've played a lot. Hardwood Bellis, 34 starts. He's played a ton for them. Stevens, 27 starts. Manning, 29. Downs, 28. Azaz, 31 starts. That's 5 of the regulars that are in the lineup. But interestingly enough, you go through their next sort of wave of players. Jander, he's on the bench. Cienza, he's on the bench. Wood Gordon on the bench. Fellows on the bench. That's 28 starts, 26 starts, 23 starts, 22 starts. And for Cienza and Armstrong, those are their 2 for the season anyway, not their per 90. Those are their top 2 players. 11 goals, 4 assists. That's 15 goal interactions for Armstrong. That's arguably their best player up front. He's on the bench. Cienza, 6 goals, 8 assists out of the midfield. That's their best offensive midfielder, according to season stats. Not in the lineup. One of them out. Armstrong out, to be fair. Cienza on the bench. And then Wood, Gordon, and Fellows bringing their stuff. The other part, I didn't talk about Parrots. He's the goalkeeper that's taken over. He's been in basically since they've started their January run. And so their previous goalkeeper, Bazumu, out of I can't tell if he's injured or out of form or what happened to him, whether he was alone. I didn't go and look it up, but not in the roster. And Perez took over at about that same time. Here's the scary part. You know what I've said about save percentage? 70 and above that, really good. Below 65 to 70 average. Below 65, you're poor. Do you want to hear what his goals against is, Brendan?
Yeah, probably not.
79.1%.
Wow.
That's spooky good. And so I'm hoping that I've put the
Jinxed them. Yeah, you have a habit of doing that. So
he's been so good for them. So amazing. I don't know how we're going to beat him. I'm going to call a 0-0 draw because I just can't see how this is going to work. It's the only way we got a point today. 0-0 draw. So we'll see how that one all boils out. As to the other substitutions for them, Bree on their right back side, he's got 11 starts. Matsuki, interestingly enough for me up front, I've seen him not live, but watching him before, looks exceptionally smooth, quick, agile, smooth, good control of the ball. But only 7 starts for them. He's drawn in. And Edozie on their left side, 1 start all season long. So they've had to shake it up. And whether this is attrition, but to me, with how important this game is, I'm throwing the kitchen sink at this mother. And I don't know if Southampton has done that. And if anybody knows as to why somebody like Edozie sliding in instead of Cienza, it makes no sense to me. And somebody can identify why that is. But we'll figure that out. We're talking gas prices. Yeah. $4.29 a gallon in Florida, $69 US. Yeah, we're at about 120 to fill up for me, Canadian, which is about 80. So good stuff. Good stuff with gas. Thank you, but let's not talk politics. Have you seen Southampton recently, Brendan?
I think I did a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I was impressed. I was concerned that obviously compared to when we saw them earlier in the year, they really have their stuff together over the last 12 games. Some of those, I've seen bits of, I think, 3 games out of that 12 winning streak. Sometimes they look good, solid, not exceptional. And a couple times they look, definitely threatening. But again, I've seen us look good many a time that is good enough to beat them when, so yeah, it's more what
version do
I'm worried about us. I'm worried about us. So,
yep. 100% on board with that. If we bring our A game, we're in it with an exceptional chance. There's opportunity here based on their lineup. And so I'm definitely excited to take that on board. A little bit to watch for with Kyle Larin, 30 years of age. He is, and oddly enough, I say he's aging himself out. He's 3 years younger than Kiefer Moore, which is shocking to me. But I don't know why I thought Kiefer Moore was younger than Kyle Larin before I looked at everything. Kyle better, same, like he's a big man, but not so much a hold up guy and a similar style as Kiefer. You're going to see somebody who likes the ball at his feet, very comfortable with it, and more of a searcher of open space than somebody who's going to dribble beat you. But he just seems to find soft spots, and so we'll see how it goes for him. I think it's fascinating that you've got Armstrong's out for whatever reason, and you have to look for options, and he becomes the guy. But he's been the guy for them since he's been there. So we'll see. Hugely impressive against Arsenal, but that's a different story here at the Mighty Racecourse. And I think that's the story. And I was watching Matt SB. He was doing the Coventry game yesterday, and we can go through where we sit on the standings here momentarily as we build this one up. But Matt trying to predict, and he said he honestly doesn't want to make a prediction, because if this was in Southampton, it's clearly a Southampton win with their form. But he said there's something about the racecourse that if he was to put money on this, he just would patently refuse to do it. And I can certainly see where that's from. Let's jump into, and I'm going to bring up the standings for me to have the reference. You've got Coventry, and Ipswich has now entered the chat. I think Middlesbrough is now a playoff team. You look at their run of form in their last 5, they've got 3 points out of a possible 15. With 5 points left, if they were to continue on that same trend, that puts them at 75 points. Is 11 points left in 6 games for Wrexham attainable? I'd like to think so. So Middlesbrough are starting to put themselves into question as to where they'll end up being. And I'm starting to look at things a certain way. You don't want the team in to be the one that you face on a heater. And so for us, if Middlesbrough is going to fall into that 4 or 5 spot, you'd kind of like to jump Hull and stay ahead of Southampton to get in there. But maybe I'm just getting greedy. I haven't watched them. They look so solid for such a good period of time. I don't know what's happened. Have you got any sense? And where do you think Middlesbrough is going to fit?
I got the impression that they hit some sort of bump. When I've watched them mid-season, I thought they were, other than Coventry, one of the most impressive teams. And then I saw them a little while after that, and they seemed extremely disjointed. And then I was like, okay, Ipswich finally figured it out. And I expected it to be Coventry, Ipswich, and then Middlesbrough to fall. And they've been doing just that. So I agree with you. Middlesbrough and Millwall will be 2 of the teams that would be in the playoffs, and hopefully us and I don't know. I would rather Hull be in than Southampton. But, I think I think we have good shots against Hull and Millwall. And if Middlesbrough is off their game, then yes, obviously Middlesbrough as well. So
Gabber says, who would we prefer? And thanks for that. Sir Anthony Hopkins, maybe Rex for the match tonight. That would be crazy, but I think you're probably pulling our legs. And Bryn saying Neil Roberts is having his birthday. So if he'll be at Vault 33, I've been there. And Neil was in when I was there. So make sure to stop by if you're tuning in from Wrexham for that one. Who do we prefer in the playoffs? Ipswich, Middlesbrough, or Millwall? Steve says not Millwall. I don't know. Millwall's sort of Jekyll and hiding it too. So I don't want Southampton. That's who I don't want in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Of those other ones, a lot of people would say, I mean, Ipswich, I don't think I want them either. To me, if I had to pick, I'd put Ipswich above Millwall, especially for our style of play. But who's to say? As far as Millwall recently, they drew against Ipswich Town, had a solid performance. But then they botched it against Blackburn Rovers, but had a red card. They lost to Norwich City. And so there's lots of questions there. There's also the discussion that has to be said. So you go through things, Coventry, Hull City, a frustrating draw. Is that what you concluded with that one?
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. But again, like Coventry
it was an equal 0-0 draw. There was nobody who you can scream deserved it. There was nobody.
They have nothing to play for. They're on cruise control. They're in the Prem next year, and it's going to be hard for them to get super pumped for games. So, well,
the only thing that they could have clinched automatics with the win, and assuming their goal differential, which they're 11 goals up with whatever's left, with a win. They didn't get it, and so and maybe they didn't want to get it while on the road. Who knows? And so they were half-assing it, but. Sort of frustrating there that Hull got it. Millwall, we just went through, botched it. Middlesbrough, they either Blackburn's playing really well or it's just desperate times for them to try and pull themselves and make sure they're well clear of the relegation zone. But they've done their thing. But Derby County, they earned their 3 points with a 1-0 win over, again, an uninspired Birmingham, who's now all the way down in 16th. And Norwich City continues to sort of grab points. I still think the runway's short, but you look at things 58 points out. They're only, what are they, 6 points away from us. Well, that's less than the distance between us and Millwall and Middlesbrough. We'll see where it goes. We got Wrexham, got Mark and Mia and Andy Morrell on the audio for us, and I had to just turn them out as that came in a little loud for me. So if you're looking at that, where do you say the cutoff is that the teams below there, they've got no chance? Is it between Derby and Norwich? Do you think Derby's still in this? They've got 2 games more played than Southampton. I mean, if we take points today, Southampton will still have a game in hand and be 1 to 2 to 5 points behind. Is Derby County still potential?
I think Derby is, and I guess, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility for Norwich, but it's just too much extra that everyone else, too many teams have to fall up and give up points, I think.
Yeah, you look at it, they've dropped 5 points out of 15, so 10 out of 15. So they've got 5 games left. If you add the 10, they're up to 68. That would mean that whoever's going to grab that
that's
6th
not going to
spot.
do it. That's not going to do it. Yeah, they're done.
I can't see it, right? I've got my math right. 5 times 3 is 15.
No, you're right. You're right.
3,
Norwich
4,
is
5.
out.
Yeah. So to me, they're out. They'd have to win all 5 and hope that both Wrexham gets no point or less than 4 points, and Southampton gets less than 5 points in their last 5. I just can't see it happening, especially when we're going to swap. Somebody's getting points today. Derby County, maybe we'll play it all out. There's options. This is where it's fun with the run in, and we'll figure it out. 1 game in hand on us, right, Jed? And after this one, they'll be up to 40, so there'll be 1 game in hand on everybody else. Ipswich Town still has 2. And he says Derby's definitely.
Do a
yeah, we could if you have Andy's Discord thing, why don't you bring it in?
Yeah, give me 1 second. There were
bring it up.
Yeah, my bad. So the one of the Discord post was the one that you did with Arthur Okonkwo officially switching over to
Nigeria. So no longer the dream of being England's goalkeeper, which I think would have been an amazing dream to grab. He's swapped over to Nigeria. I don't know if that means he's can or will be a selection option to get in. But you look at Derby, so 63 points, Oxford, Norwich, QPR, Sheffield United, Southampton. I guess they have the ability to hold them. Not going away either against Southampton on Saturday. Hope that ends in a draw. I wouldn't even go that far, Andy. With the game match in hand and with let's see how it happens, I guess, after this one, and we'll find out what we're looking for. I think, but I can understand where he'd think of that and getting a little pissed at Coventry lost to Southampton and drew against Hull, not helping everybody else. Hey, as long as they give us 3 points when it matters, whether we need it. Scroll up. Agamang stretched it off against getting knocked unconscious. Reports are that he's all okay. Yeah, a 25% chance, right? And Deandra mentioned this in Discord before, and there's a lot to be said for it. Having another season in the championship is not a wooden spoon. This has been a lot of fun. This league is a ton of fun. This isn't. Yes, it's nice to go through and only lose once or twice over the course of the year and go in with the expectation, not are we going to win, but by how many. and dealing with the frustration of surprise losses almost. This has been so far a 40 game, and we expect 41 game war. And I'll take it.
To me, it's always considerably more enjoyable rooting to win as opposed to praying we don't lose. And
Yes.
And when you have the prohibitive favorite, you feel all that pressure every game not to embarrass yourself, as opposed to go out and go get a win. So yes, I agree with you. I don't like the.
The only thing that scares me, and I'll put that out as the caveat, is you're going to have the Wolves, Burnley, and then one of West Ham, Tottenham, maybe Nottingham Forest, maybe Leeds fall down, but one of those four that's going to come down. All three of them on parachute money. You're going to have a whole bunch of teams still on parachute money from last year. It's going to be an even harder league to get into that top 6 next year than it was this year.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, I hear that. I don't know. Sounds like a little bit of talk, because all those teams that came down, they have to get rid of a certain amount of payroll. They can't keep everyone. They have people that are unhappy that are legitimate Premier League players. They have to shuffle their roster, and a decent overhaul of their roster can take what was a bottom level Premier League team and make them a not playoff team in the championship. So we've seen that. I mean, there's Leicester right now. They're almost out, right? So not everyone that comes down is built the same. So, well, we'd have to see what business they do and how much they change stuff. But I hear you. And it sounds threatening.
Players making their bench, 3 minutes left. I just wanted to identify two things. First off, massive shout out if you missed it. Obviously, the Wrexham women winning the Adrian Premier League. We're looking June 18th to watch the draw. They're going to start their first qualifying round. I do promise to get a video out on that. I just need to find the time to do it. The second thing that I'm going to put out there that I haven't mentioned, the referee for them is Gavin Ward. We have seen him a total of 3 times. Oh, and I clicked the wrong button, so I can't bring up the record. We've seen him a total of 3 times. The last time that we saw him was earlier on this year in the 4th round of the EFL Cup, the one that we lost to Cardiff City. I think Cardiff City just came out on blasters, but we don't necessarily have the best record with the man. A 2-1 loss in the Cup back in 2013, 2014, a 2-1 loss to Oxford United. And back in League Two, way back in 2007-08, a 3-0 loss to Rotherham. So it's been, other than this EFL Cup, a long time in there. But again, putting the jinx out there. Oh my God, the greatest goalkeeper ever in net, referee we've never won with. We're doomed. We're doomed. It's all over. Might as well shut off the stream and go home.
I'm about ready to throw it over to you. Just before I go, I did want to say again, thanks to Andy, who has been doing all year long incredible work with these graphics, and of course W&G with the scores most of the year, and Steve making it possible for you to buy your 2nd and 3rd houses. That's nice. and the rest of the horde for showing up and making it enjoyable for us. So I will throw it to you.
Spetsnos, how are you? Looking for some technique, and hopefully we get more children being given away today as we draw this one closer. And Deandra, I will say while you're there, the only heartbreak I have about that game with Swansea was that you weren't there for it, because I think that your mind would have been blown. But I've swapped to my wife's computer to give it a test drive, and I think early reports are all as good, knock on wood.
And poof, Brendan looks like he knows what he's doing.
That too. There was no blame. I got the toque on standby. And I didn't say this. We're on set on Thursday. I don't think I told everybody this publicly. Spencer grabbed another gig. And so I'll make sure I give everybody details with that one. His scene with a very well-known actress. And so Should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun on Thursday. So let's start my week and keep it going. Wrexham did their thing, the women. Now it's the men's turn. Finish it off for me greedily on Thursday, and then we'll take an early morning, Sunday morning, kick me in the pants, wake-up call. I haven't even looked so far down the schedule that off the top of my head, I should know who this is. Is it Birmingham? Is it Birmingham?
Yeah,
Brum?
it is.
Yeah, it's Birmingham.
Yep.
It's Birmingham. On a Sunday morning, not a Saturday.
They're
morning.
out. They're out.
Nothing to play for. Nothing. They're not going to go down. They're not going to go up. And so hopefully, sitting at home, they give more reasons for their fans to be pissed off. But let's worry about that one another day. And Ipswich Town, congratulations. They the first team announced coming up into the championship next year. Gavin Ward, the referee, just don't be a story. Call it even and don't be a story. Kyle Larn in yellow just looks weird. Just weird. We're underway. Wrexham from right to left on your computer screens. False start. Okay, reset that clock. Don't be a story, I said, man. Just don't be a story. He's having a laugh. Whistle, we're underway. Let's do it again. We do the same thing. Go right back to Doyle and... Seriously? False start again? Oh, boy. The omens. Hey, are we underway for real this time? We are. Doyle down the middle of the pitch, over the head of Moore, misses everybody and just left to go for a goal kick. Anticlimactic first 10 seconds. Kieran, was I imagining it? No, I was in the Coventry match yesterday with Matt SB. Great football fan, lots of subscribers. And I'll put this out there. Matt SB does not know a lot about how the football league the EFL operates. Like, it's amazing to see some not so much football not know a lot with respect to the rules and what's going on and where things are with the standings. I guess maybe I'm just hypersensitive because I feel like I have to load up on knowledge. But anyways.
Yeah, that's the way to plug another guy. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, he's not a Wrexham fan. He's not a Wrexham fan. Put that out on social media, and maybe I'll get more people coming in to tell me I suck. Ogonko down the pitch, headed. Stevens gets it to the left-hand side. That's the new guy that's... Well, that's not Manning on that side. Sorry, not Bree. And here they come forward. Azaz and Dobson's gone down. Now into the 18-yard box, given too much space. Dangerous opportunity all the way towards the goal line, and it just goes out, and we'll take a goal kick. Whew! Doyle stepping up on that one. And Dobson still down. Farfanugan. Who really wanted to see Matty James?
Oh, no. Is that his wrist?
Oh, yep. Down on his wrist. Well, that's a... Yep. Thanks. Knowledge and enthusiasm. Yeah, so he
broke it. He broke it again.
Well, that's a crappy 2 minutes. I don't know how else you can characterize it.
Do they so in American football, they would dope guys up to not feel pain, essentially.
Well, they're supposed to be getting away from it.
Yes, and they're also supposed to care about concussions too. But I see guys, staggering around, still getting put back out on the field in American football. So,
yeah, I don't know, to be completely fair. I haven't heard of that being a football/soccer thing. Deandra somehow has found a way to permanently beat the bot. The Caps always working for her. Thank goodness we don't need another holding midfielder. I know we got Matty James back, and Sam Viner's always there. Why do I keep calling him Sam? Zach. 3-letter word. Zach Viner. You could try running with a broken wrist, dope or no Dope. Brendan is with the quips today. Every day. Experts predict 2.5 goals today. I think it's going to be under.
I hope that's how many we score. 2.5.
Yeah, I'll take that. Round it up.
Yeah.
And I was wrong when I said 11 games, so I did the math. 12 games, 9 wins, 3 draws, and are looking to keep 3 consecutive clean sheets for the first time since December 2023. Well, he looks like he's wanting to get back in.
Yeah, it's pretty well protected, even though he rebroke it.
The man, the myth. Anybody else get that? No, it's a Canadian thing. I just remembered the war amps. You can, back in the 80s, I could put my arm back on. You can't, so play safe. Robot swinging through everywhere. Was that a U.S. thing or just a Canadian thing, Brendan?
Canadian.
Okay, we're back underway. Swung all the way over to Doyle. Move forward, Broadhead back. Thompson, I'm liking the attempt. The press is certainly there, but I'm loving this as an attempt to pull them forward. We haven't connected. Yeah. That was a long blast.
They don't have, this is what they do, especially when Moore is out there, is that teams play a stupid high line against us because he's not a threat to get him behind.
Threat to run in behind, yeah.
Yeah, they can't do that when Smith is out there. He times it well, and he makes long, wide runs, and they get worried. Moore is not a threat, even if he's behind you.
Doyle to Broadhead, fakes the pass, gets it to Dobson, and not a good first touch. Dobson's got to go do work, and he does that. Nice little tackle on the way back and just frees it up to Thomason, who's going to put it on the deck up to Kiefer Moore. Kiefer's got LOB, can't get it to him. Into a battle, ball squirts loose. Dobson, well done. Swing that thing. And he does. Clueworth. And I will say this, if a team deserves to lose for their jerseys, Southampton should end up at the bottom of the table because these things are horrible. The only thing that's good about them is they don't have that blue and yellow stripe on both sides of the kit. But my God, who thought these were Puma doing them dirty? Yeah, I'm with you, RKO. Head sort of... you know what? Some people with injuries play like unconscious. And so maybe that's... maybe there's a... We'll see how it all turns out. There you go. It was a message from concerned advertisers to scare kids from doing dumb stuff like play on the train tracks. Hi, Denise. How are you? If you haven't seen it, go and look it up. Avtar, was that his name? Through the middle, dangerous opportunity here. Southampton, 3 yards, curl back. That was Charles pushing forward. There's the opportunity. Kyle Larney, he doesn't get the left foot flick. He's good with his feet. He's sneaky fast and likes those deflections. I think playing hockey and doing those deflected goals, he's got the capacity for it. And so keep the ball away, the entries away on the deck. Manning spins it over. Bellis avoids Bree, lifts it up over top, flicked on by Lauren, that back heel there, and then tried to get the pass and too heavy. He goes to Algonquin. Algonquin? I like that. I'll change his name. That's a win. Algonquin. Sharky. Stabilize it, numb it, tape it. Good to go. There's RKO. I accidentally took my pregame and midgame meds all at once and looked like I was on fire and had a hole in his face. Best game you've ever played. Dobson stab, goes through Clueworth's legs. Hyam control. Lewis O'Brien back to Hyam. No real press here and just letting Hyam decide. Are you going to try and blast it through the middle of the pitch or are you going to go over top? Astar, the safety robot. There it is. I thought I had it. Avstar. Got close. And the giveaway. Kabori can't do that. Player on the deck got a knee into the knee. All the way down. Bree moved over, slides it out. Matsuki, left foot, straight across. Well done. Headed away by Doyle. Kiefer Morris flicked it, but so far, everything's downhill towards the old cop. Soon to be new cop. I'd like just a little bit of possession, take the stress off as it's a Kalaren off the woodwork. Headed off the woodwork again. Ogonkwo, don't give up, man. He thought that first one was in and he just stood there.
He seemed disinterested in playing keeper.
Disinterested. He was like, oh, crap, I gave it away. And then he gave up. Collected there. Jesus. And there's me eating my words. Laren, not so much known for his head, but that's what he flicks. He flicks. Header there.
See, I think a keeper should be out on that first one. The header should have never landed on a guy. It's too close.
Guys. Game on. Game on. Let's go. The pendulum is all one way. Here they come again. Matsuki, 18 yards out, looking for a cross. Delivered across. Hyam stabs it away. Azaz now, 20 yards out, flicks it, deflected, and it'll be a corner over to the left-hand side. We are doing the last 4 Wrexham game Wrexham, where we just sleepwalk and try and, I don't know. How did the second one, like Lauren running had the touch, but that second opportunity there from Azaz. Yeah, we dodged a bullet with that one. So right-footed in-swinger from the left-hand side. On the deck, down low and stabbed away. Hyam, he was being held, and he still managed to get his foot on that one. DeAndre, I thought it was going to be cool, calm, cool, and collected. Never. That's why we love you. It's because you're the exact opposite of. Come on here. Let's figure this thing out. Azaz, 9 goals, 5 assists for the year, and he muffed that one. It's the last 4 games, Gabber. It's we're 0-0. The Freddie Flintstone. Nah, nothing in that one. He's just always well, so far today, heavy. Everybody's been heavy. Come on, lads. Throw in, taken, Bree with it through the battle, knocked down as he drilled it. Doyle stabs it forward, but it's just there to run on, and now it's Kyle Laren with some space down the right-hand side. Kyle Laren searching through, tries to serve it up, bounces off of O'Brien, left for him. Azaz now 20 yards, left foot, doesn't take it, right foot, doesn't take it, slid in, trouble, scores. We are fucked. We are out of it. Forget about it. Like, Matsuki just grabs it, too much space, no tackle, just out of it. And somebody can light a firecracker under 11 people's asses right now, because just not into it. Not into it.
Laren went through 2 people, no problem. Then they're passing it around to each other. Doesn't seem to be any agency. Broadhead comes trotting back nice and slow. No one goes and gets the ball.
Oh, he's close to offside. Did he get put on by Kabori on the other side? If you're just looking at where was that Hyam?
Max.
Blueworth.
Max had him on. And what's his name? Kabori.
I don't know. I thought that right hook. DeAndre's calling it the MK Dons feel. Well, the script continues. I mean, the thing is, Sharky, I'm in the nervous territory because we let 2 goals in the first half and then had to try and push it back to get back to it. You can't do that with Southampton. And if we sit here under siege for another 30 minutes, this is going to be a 3-4-0. Don't put that in the documentary. It's kicking the nuts. Kyle Laren flicked on. That's a foul. Thomason pulled his guy down. Nothing given. So Broadhead's able to walk away with it. Dances around one man. Can't get around the second because he lost the ball. Collected by Bellis. Pushed forward. Dobson up there. Disrupt. And that disruption forces a bad pass. And Kluwerth is going to let it go and take the throw in. Okonkwo swung over to Doyle, who has to put work in to collect it. Thomason a little bit too close, doesn't give him an outlet, so it's up to Kiefer Moore. Heavy touch, lost there. Matsuki taken down. This game is making me go look for alcohol. Serve it up with everybody. Well, and there's, yes, but we knew that. And the question was, we think we're good too. We'd like to have them show it. Swung over to the left-hand side, 18-yard box. Adozi cut towards the middle, too much space, and stabbed it forward. And Okonkwo will get another goal kick. Breathe. Lots of time left. Just got to start to build. Is our game just one that's not conducive to people having energy? Like, we seem to play when teams get worn down. Adozi, 9 yards, Cleworth cutting them and right, flashed across the face of goal. Nothing there. Goes out, throw in Southampton. I didn't know if that hit a defender, but throw in from 6 yards out. Too easy, says Deandra. Jed with the, they're all over us. Kyle Larn knocks it down. Matsuki grabs it, and they say, Kyle Larn, you bumped into him too much. Brent says, I'm going to be jumping and pacing. They got to do something exciting unless you're just jumping up to curse. Okonkwo back underway. The Flintstone shuffle. And I hate to remind you, their keeper has a 79.1% save percentage, and they're going for 3 clean sheets in a row. And they just bullying the ball forward. Doyle flicked on to Broadhead, set back for Thomason, left-hand side, looking for options, up to Broadhead, running towards the line, drops it back to Lewis O'Brien, and away we go.
We need Doyle to bring the ball forward and have more guys moving forward than defenders. We have to go for it.
Stevens, Hardwood Bellis, through the middle of the pitch. Charles stabbed over to the left-hand side. Adozi now, 35 yards and running forward. That leaves us 21%. If we get 100 shots, we'll get some goals. Have we had a touch in the box yet? I don't think we have. Back underway from Okonkwo, down the middle of the pitch, just bounces in front of Moore, goes wide.
We haven't had 10 touches on the other half of the pitch.
Yeah, fair enough. 6-0. We have had 7 passes in the opposition half.
There you go. Yeah.
So is this Sheffield United or West Brom?
It's just ass.
It's just ass.
Not the good kind, the stinky kind.
Sheffield. Put the poll in there. We've got passes in the opposition. Broadhead touches it. 18-yard box, has some space. Do some dancing. Broadhead tackled, and he ran into trouble. Ran into trouble. You got to have the confidence to take a crack. You're just inside the 18-yard box, low, hard, and on the net. Kyle Larin with a flop there, having a hissy fit. Did he not have an angle to make that? I mean, I'll take that. We got touches in the box, but to me, you're putting that low and hard. You had Red Kid all in front, and there's a run trying to get a streaming Thomason, and it's knocked down there. And the thing is you've got – now we're doing things. Thomason crosses it. Stevens and Bellis are no joke as center backs, and so when you have a lane, you got to take it. Southampton, there was something, and we'll take that. Is that Downs? Advances it forward. Kyle Larin on the run, and a great tackle there. Well done, and it'll be a throw-in.
About time they put him on his ass.
What is the pull? We came back against Sheffield United, eked out a win after sucking in the first half. Against West Brom, we dropped it, and well, I guess we came back for a draw. Or is it going to be a blowout loss? Like, are we... Did I get that right from memory? Like, we came back and got the draw, but it was still a disappointment, right? Here they come forward. That's not Azam. Who is that? Charles Odozie now. Left-hand side, draws it back. Manning slides forward, stabs it. Manning with the touch again. Smashed into the feet of Dobson and put out. Did that make sense? I'll take a switch on Swirly. Free kick from a dangerous spot. I don't like these. This is like
it's just really bad defense. How do you get that far past him on the outside? Like shit.
Mark saying that's a yellow card every day of the week, and we got away with one.
Yeah, it's awful. No one's saying it, but he's looked not good the last third of this season.
Downs. Oh, that's not Downs. It is Downs. It's not Downs. Anyway, it's going to be a right footer into the box, dangerous spot, low and on the ground. They love those on the ground, and they're in. Fuck. Downs. That's where he was. It wasn't Downs. On the deck. They're playing to Kyle Larin's strength, and it's working for them because usually he's good with those on the feet and the flick-ins, and that one goes in, and it gets half cleared and goes straight out 18-yard box where Downs is the only person standing there, and bang, back of the net. It's nice to see Ogonko decided to be a spectator today.
He doesn't look like he's going to save anything, even if it's near him. He looks cemented into the ground. It's only 22 minutes in. Plenty of time to come back.
I'm going to be listening to that stupid song for the next 60 minutes, too. The defense looks lost. The midfield looks lost. The forwards look lost. Ogonko looks lost. Parkey looks lost. I don't know where I am right now. Have a look. Welcome back. Looking for some desperation here. We're just writing the script, right? We're just writing the script. 3 goals against a team that's looking for their 3rd clean sheet in a row and a keeper that stops 79.1%. 2 center backs that very capable. Set the table. Ogonko with another ball carried past any player in red that could have played that ball. The Wolves are 1. Burnley's the other, and then one of West Ham, Tottenham, Nottingham, and Leeds. Yeah, I hear you, Dave.
Every one of our players looks like they're jogging.
Charles on another run up to Adozie. Adozie left-hand side, 9 yards out, taking on Max Kluworth, cuts back and topped the ball. Went to Ogonko.
Too good of a chance right there, too. If he put a foot on it.
Dobson searching, split the middle, got it up to Broadhead. He's got to try and collect it. He's able to. Pulls it back. Windass, haven't said his name all day. Lewis O'Brien, bad pass, but Doyle's able to collect it. 35 yards out. We got Red Kit forward. Draws it back. Lewis O'Brien. Now to Dobson, searching for options. Into Windass towards the middle of the pitch. 3 yellow jerseys close on him. Lewis O'Brien swung over to the left-hand side. Thomason, LOB, everything building on the left. Don't like it, so we're going to go for possession and control, but not breaking them down so far. Kluworth, he's got to curl the other way and goes all the way back to Ogonko. Swan dive into the ocean. Southampton nicks it, and away they go. Azaz draws it back. Stevens, Bellis, Bree, midfield. "65 minutes to try and find a way to rescue a season." Hardwood Bellis. Back to Parrots. Yeah, Sharky, I don't disagree. Playing like this, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs, and that's what Brendan said. You gotta, if you want to be in it, you gotta beat the best, and to show up like this, disappointment. Well kept in. Doyle all the way over on the right-hand side wants to be. I'll be the whole team. A round of applause, and I don't know, to be fair, who this is. So much for just being the FA Cup hangover, says John. Yeah, there's truth there. Left-hand side, Doyle. Through the middle, flag goes up. Thomason offside. Ah. Spetsnoz's prediction of 8th. I said 10th, so I mean, I hope it doesn't end up being.
Yeah, I was thinking 7th or 8th this year, but preseason. So,
but you know what you need for next year, right?
Hey, we don't have to talk that talk until we're out, right? So,
all right,
we can pretend that we're coming back on this.
Well, Brian tried to get to Windass and bounces back to a Southampton player. Then Lewis O'Brien gets into a battle and was at a dozy. And is he going to pick up a yellow for just Havis? No. Those cheating Canadians touching rocks. Now they're grabbing balls and walking away with them. Goddamn Canadians. There's only two different personality traits to Canadians. We're either sorry or you'll be sorry. All the way forward, Peretz grabs it. John with the bastion of positivity. Take it one goal at a time. Headed down. Lewis O'Brien just left that, assuming that it wasn't close enough to him. Just assumed, well, there's got to be somebody in red behind me. So he left it. Southampton collects right-hand side. That's a hard challenge, and there's a free kick. Matsuki spilled by Thomason. Grabbing balls. Broadhead knocked it down. And the pass from Doyle's trying to sneak it through to Windass gets intercepted, and Southampton goes the other way. Des, positively, as I predicted, 3-2 Wrexham. Jed, man, I go negative, and the chat's gone all positive. And she had very few teams on the record of coming back the way that Wrexham have, but there's something in that, I guess. Broadhead gets knocked down by Matsuki and then gives him a shot. Matsuki doesn't like that, screams in his face. The referee's going to come over and talk to both. Doyle, massive switch right across the middle of the pitch and a giveaway to a Southampton player.
The team going the other way.
That's a dive. Getting completely blasted by Azaz into the box, into the area. That wasn't a foul. That was a shoulder. You got to let the physical contact. Mark says he thought that was a penalty. I don't.
So did the guys on Paramount. That's bullshit. It was a dive. Oh, look at this.
And we'll get a free kick out of that one.
He just kicked the ball into a Wrexham player on the ground, and he gets away with it.
More coming over to have a chat. Bellis comes up for a chat. A 2-0 lead, the worst lead in football. I don't think there's any in it. I mean, there was shoulder-to-shoulder contact, but you let that go, right? And RKO saying you can see him stop running and start to drag his toes. Cleworth, Cabore, 40 yards out. Lewis O'Brien has some space. He's going to run it. 3 players. Cabore runs and collides into a bunch of people, but I think that was self-induced. Knocked down there. Skip forward. Broadhead just misses and glanced off the post. Oh! Well done by Broadhead to be able to get his head on that one, because it was like the half ball hits the ground, jumps up in the air, and Broadhead able to time his jump and get his head onto it. And hey, we had an opportunity. Start to turn the screws and turn it the other way. Let's play some football. Hyam, lifts it up over top. Southampton plays like Swansea women. No. Swansea women are a different beast. Did that hit a hand? No, it hit a right foot. I've stopped taking a free kick again. Oh, no. Griffiths is still just talking about not being able to play any free kicks. Kyle disrupted one. Matsuki disrupted another. But it's LOB, heavy touch. Is he able to save it? He is. Gets it back to Doyle. Doyle's got to do some fancy footwork. Gets it back to Thomas, and he's just going to recycle. Ogonkwo, long ball. That one might get to Moore. Moore, Windass with an open space. Come on! Score! I mean, don't celebrate. Windass scored. We're back into it. 1-2. That was Kiefer Moore. Gets undercut. Manages to get his head on it, do it anyway. Windass is there. Plays it, grabs it. Easy as. Far left corner. Calm, cool, collected like it's meant to be. 33rd minute. Moore flicks on. Windass collects it. And the patience to let the man run past and then slide it in the near point post. And as he does, just turns around like nothing happened. And it's in. Get in! Easy as you like. 101st goal. Kyle Larin now with it. Here comes the counter punch. Face the pressure and then go the other way again, lads. The work is not done. I'm going to keep the negativity. Moore got into his feet, moved it over, and Stevens collects it. Bellis, Stevens, Downs, left-hand side. Matsuki, I love that. Do we see ghosts of players past? And RKO says, yeah. It's the only way we can explain our passing. Matsuki wins a free kick, and then Broadhead wisely says, hey, if the ref's not going to give anything for interfering with the free kicks, let me just have a stab at it.
He could at least time his flopping better. Like, he can't run away 4 steps, then fall.
Zaz all the way back. He's got it.
Offside. See where Doyle was on that? Doyle just chased a guy.
All the way across the pitch.
He was on the other side of the pitch. Yeah, over where Kabore plays.
Doyle, that's the second time he's done that.
I think that's the only way we get anything done, where he just charges forward and makes something happen.
Through the middle, Windass with a touch. Kluworth looking for Windass with the midfield stripe. Stabbed up over top, trying to get it to Broadhead. It gets headed, but Broadhead gets a touch on it, knocks it back more, though, not able to get to it. And Windass trying to fill the gap and can't get there in time. Doyle knocks it down. Tried to get it to LOB, couldn't do it. Haven't said Dobson's name as of late. Kyle Larin. Oh, that's going to be a foul. Oh, they're going to go back to the first foul. Dave going to be washed. You're going to have book Doyle on that one. I'm going to have to see the replay on that one. Prune finger Dave. That's what we're going to call you, because you're going to just have to let the water run on those fingers for another 60 minutes.
Yeah, DeAndre was a further back.
They didn't call the Heim tackle. They went back to the first foul. Downs. Oh, that was center back. Headed away. Dangerous. Ogonko not in. Okay, Ogonko was set, but now we're still dealing with just so much ball just being batted around by Yellow Kit. Now it's in the air. Still trying to get free. Dobson puts the head down to run and trying to head that one. No fear.
It looked like 2 Rams squaring off.
It did look like 2 Rams. Dude. I don't know where that foul was. Oh, Kyle Larin beats Hyam. That's going to be a flat pen. That's no pen, no foul. Wow. Kyle Larin just completely got on the wrong side of Hyam, and Hyam puts his hands on the Larin. Did he go down too easy? He gets beat. Hand on, ties him up, pulls him down. I don't know.
He didn't pull him down. He let him go just before he kicked it. Larin just
Oh, so Kyle needed to go to ground earlier in the hug.
If he went a step earlier, it was a pull down, but he wasn't touching him when he fell.
Flicked on. Ballas volleyed, flipped to himself, but Doyle read it, fielded him off. Down. And now Chaim collects it. Kiefer Moore all the way back, and we're going to get a free kick. Azaz. Too close to the backside, too frequently bumping into Doyle. Stabbed over top of his leg as well. Diandra, he shouldn't be that close. Mm-hmm. RKO, my sentiment exactly. He had both arms held. Ref is inconsistent. I like the no call, though. Dobson flicked on. He's not offside, so knocked down. Doyle with it. He's looking for options. Dances around one man, stabs it forward. Broadhead, chips across. Windass! Oh, he couldn't get there in time, so now he's curled it back. Moore's waiting for a pass. I like the pass. I like the pass. Moore was calling for it and had it lined up.
I would have rather Windass take it.
We scored. Denise, you've been banished. I'm kidding. Dobson with it. Stabbed through the middle. Broadhead, 25 yards out, looking for options to pass. Curls back, takes the Dobson outlet. Dobson steps in front of Lar. Now Doyle.
Oh, he just brought in the goal.
What are we doing? That caught under the bar. That would have been funny if he would have pulled that into the net.
I thought he did.
No, I don't think he did. Griffiths doesn't think he did either. 5 minutes until we get to the second half, as we've decided to let that one hit the ground. We'll take the throw in. Kyle Larin make sure he gets his cuddle in to make sure the throw doesn't go in. No, Bryn, it wasn't in the goal. It's got to completely cross the line, and he had it on top of the goal and then brought it down along the post. His feet were behind, but the ball. Oh, it's the ball. I don't even think it was close. He could be horizontal in his goal and punch the ball 9/10 of the way across the line. No goal. That was a pretty good flop there. And now Broadhead's got lots of space because the man flopped across the way. And Peretz jumps out and takes it and had to right in front of Windass. Well, I'm just happy the boys woke up before the half. Cabore steals it from Adoze. Turning, curling, Dobson laid has it. Gonna cross. Kiefer Moore, chest down, do a thing. Goes for the kick, and instead that was well covered. Dallas got back. We go again. Crack the whip. Let's go. Yeah. Forward. That was an indie film caliber flop. Flicked on. Windass. He's got a left step. Can he get the ball? Right foot. Lifted up over top. We're everywhere. We're doing things. The boys just needed a couple lashes. I don't know how they got it. One shot on target, one goal. We just need to hit the target again. Oh, just got under it a little bit. Oh, let's go. These men are giving me way too much anxiety, and I don't even know them. Did we touch that? Yeah. Throw in the cheap indie films. Oh, still dead. Sparky's having a chat with the ref. Dobson went down. We've had 3 goals. It's the first half, so my call is 3 minutes of added time. Dabo stabbed that one away of Matsuki. Instead, it comes over to the right-hand side where Azaz has it, looking for a cross with the right foot, decides to not go with that. That was Bree all the way forward down to Azaz. Matsuki in the middle doesn't get it. Instead, it goes to Bree, and Azaz and Bree just playing catch. So Moore comes all the way back to help. It gets knocked out, and it'll be a throw in. My video froze?
Yeah. I'm just getting a hellish storm here, and I dropped packets for about a second and a half, and it froze you perfectly on the screen.
Matsuki over to the left-hand side. Manning forward, flipped into the area and just knocked out by Dobson. It'll be a corner from the left-hand side. 1 minute and 10 seconds plus added time in the first half in what has been absolutely mad. Now I got to go back to the 42-minute mark and have a look at how embarrassing I've just made myself. Thanks, Gabber. Hopefully not the meme of the match. Come on. Do they go on the deck again? Because we've got to predict that that's how they're going to enter. But along 6 yards, near post, and headed away by Kiefer Moore. Lots of space to do that. And it's left for Charles to go and collect it. 2 Wrexham players down. A knock of the noggins. Cleworth and Hyam. We need 2 head injured defenders. We're okay. Rub of the noggin.
No.
Back of the head to Cleworth's jaw. 4 minutes. That's probably more accurate, to be fair. I just thought the first half discount would only get us 3. But maybe they're like, hey, these are 2 big teams having a make the game entertaining. Drop to Stevens and back underway. Downs clears it to Peretz. Counter attack. Start with beat Laren. That's a good one. But 3 yellow kit in the middle there. That's cleared out, and we're going to get Ogonko to kick it over top of Moore's head here. Somebody needs to interview Windass on that goal to see did he see the goalie leaning to the left? And was he able to make that switch last second to the left corner? Moore just stands there. 2 Southampton players go down around him. LOB grabs it. Now he runs over top of the ball, and now it's Laren who has it. Move forward, Cleworth with the dozy. Cuts him off and draws it over to Ogonko, who's going to kick it forward and just give it to a Southampton player. It's amazing how frequently it does that. Kabore, shoulder charge, goes to the ground, still working into the area, flashes all the way across. Ay. No red, no yellow there to get it. Thanks. Somebody clear. Jesus. Hyam with it. Dave, much appreciated, the memberships. That means people have to hit the like button. Manning with it. Cross over to Azaz. Missed by LOB. Azaz spins on the foot of Dobson. Now it goes to Kabore, and they're going to give the free kick. The athleticism, the artistic representation. The double spin. Oh, the pirouettes. It was a gorgeous flop. Gorgeous flop. At first you don't succeed. Pirouette again. Appreciated Dave with the positive vibes. Minute and 15 seconds left. Oh, no, sorry. My math is wrong. No, that's right. Minute and 10 seconds left in the added time. 2 players standing over top of the ball. Manning with the left foot. Is that Matsuki with the right? Matsuki runs over top of the ball. Manning left foot lifted. Stabbed away from Lewis O'Brien and headed further on and cleared by Thomason. Now it's all the way back to Peretz. Things I've never said based on Spetsno's comment about speed. Oh, do we miss Kakache's speed? Dobson couldn't. Didn't get a lot on it. Azazi out dribbled Thomason there. Up in the air and in a place where Kiefer Moore can get to it. And he does get to it and he flicks it on and Peretz has to grab it and the whistle will probably blow here as soon as Peretz gets this one underway. There's the whistle. We're at halftime. Down a goal, 1-2, but at least we have some optimism after what would we call that? 25 minutes of absolute shite. I just want to look at the stats before we go, and then I need to hit the bog. If the stats are up there, Brendan.
They will be just one moment. They're up.
Danielle from Uruguay.
Really? We got a Uruguay today?
Uruguay. I'm just checking if Uruguay is actually on the list. 54%, 46% possession, which is surprising. 1.38 XG for them, 0.31 for us. Shots, 8 total. 4 shots on target for us. 4 shots, 1 on target. Big chances, 2 for them. Both of them missed. So you look at those they've had. I think both of those have to be the headers, don't they?
Yeah.
Uruguay already on the list. Yeah. All right. But we appreciate you anyway. We just thought a rarity potentially. Montevideo or somewhere else. Accurate passes 162 to 152. Here's the stat that surprises me. They're passing at 75%, ours at 81%. But I guess when you have that many passes in our side of the half, you expect the passing to be down a little bit. Opposition, well, this is crazy too as a stat, 76% to 64%. Or not percent, sorry, 76 to 64. So you're saying we've had that many touches? Touches in the opposing box, 12. Is the game closer than our eyes have shown? I don't think that's the case because they've just cut through us as frequently as they'd like. But that's telling you positively that this is a good battle, and that's not what my eye test has said. Although in the last 20 minutes, we've definitely been there. Brendan, what's your summary on that one?
Well, we finally woke up.
Yeah.
And I think Spets and others are saying it. We look slow. Like it's not that they look faster than us. We just look slow. Like we're jogging at half speed to get back. They're running. And then when we're in a foot race with anybody, whether or not we have the angle, it looks like there's no chance we're getting there. Like, I don't know what it is. And the same thing, I've never seen Arthur be so planted in the ground like he was in the first 25 minutes, where it doesn't look like he can react. And yeah, it just, everything seems weird so far.
Yeah, and Andy's, we're lucky it's only 2-1. I 100% agree with that from Andy. So we'll take it. I need to hit the washroom up, so I'll leave you with it for 5 minutes, and we'll be right back.
All right. Just popped that over. See if I can get some more pictures off of X here. Yeah, there's nothing really good on any of the pictures. Ugh. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Oh, yeah. Egypt said something earlier. I meant to put that in. I want to go in and add that into our follow strip, right? Yeah. All right, got it in there. RKO says, between my oldest, the dog, the Red Wings, and Wrexham, I'm about to sign myself up for a mental institute. Hey, a little break, a little getaway, not a bad idea.
I love that comment from RKO. Between my oldest, the dog, the Red Wings, and Wrexham, I'm about to sign myself into a mental institute.
Yeah.
Oh. Dave's going to have to open up the emergency Oban Scotch. Washroom code for beer. I would love to actually have a beer right now, but I've got to do a whole bunch of stuff afterwards. So I don't even know what to talk about. I'm just sort of shell shocked more than anything else. I'm supposed to have. I don't want to look at the standings. I don't want to look at the matches that follow. We can have an homage to the Wrexham women and a thank you and appreciation message for them, and I mentioned them briefly right before kickoff, but that was absolutely something. And I am going to put together a video. I have to do it on the women in Europe. So June 18th, which is also the second game for Canada in the World Cup, that's when the draw comes out. They've added the Europa League for the women last year. So just so that people know, if they haven't heard and you're interested in following the women with their battle through Europe, the draw is June 18th. The first round of matches will be the 22nd and 25th. There is the possibility, subject to anybody in Wrexham who knows better, the UEFA U19 championships are in North Wales, and they'll end in mid July. I think it's July 15th is the last match. Could be the 17th. In any event, the racecourse will be used as the feature stadium for the U19 World Cup or U19 UEFA championships. There's an opportunity for, if we wanted to potentially also host this, but the first qualifying path, which is a mini tournament, 3 or 4 teams. You've got to win to get out of that. If the women are able to get out of that, they basically give themselves guaranteed to have 2 more rounds, because, or like if they win, they're into the second round. They'll play that one, and then if they lose that, they fall into the first round Europa qualifying draw. And if they win it, they play in the third round champions path draw, where if they lose that, they'll play in the first round Europa qualifying. So there could be a whole ton of matches for the women, up to 4 rounds potentially, leading up to the start of the season, kicking off in September. So,
well, there's that. And if they were to make that final 18, there's 6 games in that.
Well, if they, I mean, I'm not going to say anything egregious, but like this is like you could get pretty damn close to betting your house on. We've had 1 win in the first round of the first round of the qualifying, and to get to the Champions League, you have to go win that mini tournament. Then they add the 2 of the upper level teams. We're talking Sweden, Norway, that quality of league. And you put the winners from the first round into there. You win that, you're into the third round qualifying, which is a head-to-head with the second, third place teams in England and France, in Germany, in Italy. Now you're into the meat and potatoes of things. Sure. I could see us potentially getting through the Europa and into the second qualifying round, but even then, now you're into the 4th, 5th round. With English leagues, it'll be a challenge. So
we can sign players between now and then. So
yes, you have to just have them all. You have to have them signed about 5 to 7 days prior to kickoff. So you're looking July 15th ish.
Yeah,
is when we would have those players in. But you're 100% right there. But it'll be nice to have some real summer stuff.
I just hope that they're better about communication. Like one of the few fun things about the off season is hearing all the rumors and going, oh, what about that player? Oh, what about that player? They're linked to Wrexham. They're linked to Ian. And most of the time, it's BS, but it gives you something to look at, and a new player to look at their stats and so on. And it would be interesting if they could, produce that same amount of interest around the women's game.
Yeah. I didn't know, RKO, that you were a Red Wings fan. Did I? My claim to fame, if I have one, and this is a stretch, not a claim to fame. I know Nate Danielson's parents went to high school with them and delivered papers to his mom's home for 5 years, small little town of 1,000 people. And so I know he's playing with Grand Rapids and building up, just a young kid, but probably a long, stalwart future Red Wing in the making with Nate Danielson. In fact, there was a rumor he was potentially in a trade rumor to come to Vancouver, and I was making comments on Facebook, and his mom said, "Stop talking. You're making me nervous and giving me a heart attack." So I don't know if that was positive on the potential move up to Canada, or whether she was like, I don't want to talk about this stuff. Anyway, the only update they gave in the summer was there was too many injuries to go to Florida, almost gave a heart attack. Missing that. What's your thoughts on this, Brendan, going in? To me, I'd be happy almost if Parkey avoided the 65th minute, but then I'm also looking at their bench, and they've got very capable players sitting on their bench. If you were to compare bench strength between Wrexham and Southampton, I think I have to give it to Southampton. So are we, other than Rathbone's a guaranteed come in, do you have other options?
Smith, I think it's a significant difference in look between Moore and then having Smith in there. The team looks a lot different. If you put someone active like Rathbone in and Smith in, that's it's a more aggressive, move forward kind of team. So I wouldn't mind seeing both of those guys come in at some point.
I think I know the answer, but I'll ask the question anyway. If a loss here and the seasons, as far as making the playoffs, and still been a great season, but it is in jeopardy. A draw, though, arguably not enough. If you're Parkey and you're sitting at a 2-2 game, do you make substitutes to go more on the front foot and look to try and find your 3 points, recognizing the importance of this, and jeopardize losing?
I think he does, but you know him, he'll get them off the bench at the 80th minute. They won't get in till the 83rd, and they'll play 10 minutes and almost score two or three times. And you're like, oh, if they just came in 5 minutes earlier,
Yeah, I'm interested to see what people say in the chat. I don't think it needs to be a poll, but do you think the 3 points is so important that even if we're even, do we make that push? But I'm with you. We're talking like 85th minute, 87th minute for Smith and Moore and Katamateri coming forward. But we'll see what ends up happening.
You really butcher his name.
Probably. What?
Just call him Bailey. It's a heck of a lot easier.
Bailey?
Yeah.
Isn't it Katamateri? I think I did Katamarteri last time. Katamarteri.
I thought it's closer to geez, now you got me doing Bailey Katamatri.
Katamatri? Katamatri. Okay, we'll go with Katamatri. I just got to pretend I'm Italian. Katamatri. Gabber doesn't know if the Smith is the way to go. And it's one of those things. I mean, this is the Dream 11. So you look at the bench and you go, do I want Viner in? No. Do I think? I mean, Longman, Kabor, we haven't said Kabori's name. On TV, though? Is that not right?
We're not. If we were getting set plays, if we were getting penalties called, fouls called, if we were getting corners, then Moore is definitely the guy you want in. If you're trying to get the ball in behind and someone run in on a play or carry it in, you do not want Moore doing that. So that's where I'm talking about. Based on the way that this game's going, you would have had more opportunities with Smith than you would have with Moore. So
I don't think that was a vape, but it looked like Parkey was vaping across. But yeah, no, I think there might be an opportunity where Smith is held out until they can both come on together. But we'll see how it goes. And it's Montevideo. Sorry, I apologize. It's almost as bad as how the English pronounce Kuala Lumpur, being Kuala Lumpur. But my apologies to those in Uruguay for butchering Montevideo. And there's something to be said. There's the comment from Spetsnaz, or no, who was it? John. The goal was on the back of a Moore mugging to get the ball for Windass, and so I got it. Montevideo. Now I got to worry about the Blue Jays. I'd like to, but nothing from the. Oh, we're underway. Sorry. To give you a time update, as we're 5 seconds forward, Southampton pushes it all the way forwards. Kyle Larn draws it back, and it's over into the area, 18-yard box. Oh, slid forward, and Kyle Larn was right there, and it had to be intercepted by Hyam and kicked out. Okay, boys, the game started. I can have an excuse for not waking up, but you guys shouldn't. Need a win. Get the points. Deandra, I was happy to just be in the championship. Yeah, we can tell ourselves whatever we want to get us through and fall asleep at night. George. 46th minute coming up to match with the clock right now, and I'll give you 46:05 when it's ready here. Southampton has it. 46:05 now. Kyle Larn draws it back. Matsuki runs forward and collects it. Left-hand side, Manning all the way running forward. I've got to click that button and whipped in, and Larn doesn't get to it.
Emma's talking about Norwich, how to pronounce that. The one that I think's weird is the fact that you call it Derby when it's Derby. If it was Derby, there would be an A there, right? Okay. So I always think that one's the biggest one that's being pronounced differently.
Well played there. Knocks it forward. Doyle all the way forward, 25 yards out. It gets cleared out. We'll get a throw in from the left side. So at least a little bit more spry on this one. Thrown in, broadhead with it, up against the goal line, searching for options. He's got two men on him. Thomason boxed out a little bit. There's his option if he wants to take it. Instead, he cuts forward to Doyle. Fakes out a man, drives forward, tries the cross. We'll grab a corner. Top end. Doyle firing up the crowd.
Now this is where you want more in the game.
And Dobson strolling over. John votes for an equalizer. Right or left, liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. We're all on board here. Labor or conservative. Oh, and we go short the corner. O'Brien, the far post, and it's collected by Parrots, but had more in behind. We were hoping we all would have voted for the equalizer there. Unanimous consent. Aluminum has two pronunciations because they spell it with an extra I. Bore throws it in, has to pick it up on the re-kick from Windass. His defender falls, so he's surging forward, 18-yard box. He's got yellow kids everywhere. Knocks it down, and that bounced off of us. Bugger. The deflection came back off of Kabore as he fell and goes out. I just don't think, and I think this is the Yorkshire accent, I just don't like that my kids don't say the letter H. Their body hurts. I hurt my leg. And what else are we going to do on a Tuesday?
Yeah, but it's not any better when you say H. That doesn't sound good either.
I guess. Oh. On the ball, Kluwerth has to reach for that one. Gets it to Kabore, serves as the outlet, but it was read and intercepted there by Adozie, and it comes all the way back to Bellis. That kid looks like if Mansfield and Gillingham
procreated, yes.
Procreated, yeah. We could schedule a debate, not agree on how to say
schedule,
it.
Yeah.
Schedule. Ogonkwo. Flicked on again, but Thomason couldn't get there as it's Matsuki came all the way back to fill in for Bree. But they say think, but I still think, a turnover, not able to grab it. But I think that's because they can't do their TH sound yet. Quick, Laren tries to take it 10 yards ahead.
Neither can Rob Ryan Red. He thinks the number 3 is free.
I'm curious to see if my kids pick up the TH pronunciation or just cheat on the F. We're nervous because we've been talking accent now for a solid 3 minutes. Focusing on this one. Downs draws it back. Bellis. Manning. Slides forward. Adozie. Nice press. Turned it over. Kabore now fending off Adozie. Looking for a cross, and it's going to go out for a throw. No, it's not. It's scooped back in front of LOB. He draws it back. Not enough. He needed more mustard. He tried to cut back past the Windass, and it had the angle right, but he just towed it and didn't get enough meat onto it, and it died. We're still in it. Let's go. Adozie, he's been everywhere, to be fair. He can get subbed off.
Because he was offside.
I think they were reading that to cut it.
Yeah.
Offside, and I think
Kabore was offside.
Towards the middle. Heavy on the touch, and Manning just knocks it off. And here comes Southampton again, scoop forward offside. Azaz was off. Hey, Lauren gave us the ball to take a quick free kick. What just happened there? Broadhead back to Hyam, over to Doyle, Dobson. LOB, go to open space, man. Whoa, dangerous ball. Try to see it right through. Steven stepped in front, grabbed it. Kabore could get off. I'm okay with a Longman sub. Here comes Southampton. Manning. Stabbed. No! But he got ball. Oh, no, he didn't. He missed it. That was a foul. I'll eat my words on that. The first one, I thought that the way that came off was it was all ball, and the guy just stepped over. Dobson in some pain. Oh. Free kick then from 22 yards out. Enough space for an up and down. We almost wanted to be 4 yards closer, 3 yards closer. Manning, Matsuki taking their input. I think that was Azaz behind them. Azaz, three players all there to potentially take it. And Azaz flips it up to Kyle Lauren, and Ogonkwo has to come and grab it. Lot of space for O'Brien on the counter to run with it. Runs himself into space, gets tripped up, and we'll get You got to call that the other way. Didn't hear the first whistle. Interesting attempt, and Bryn being positive and interesting. O'Brien being pushed around by Downs as he runs with the ball. Gets flicked on and can knock it down. Doyle, lots of space. 2 men in the box. Back to Windass! And it's... Charles got back and cleared it. You better get that in the box, Kabori. You got time and space. Far post. No, it wasn't a decent ball. Griffith says that was a decent ball. How the hell was that a decent ball? That was the opposite of a decent ball. Doyle on the deck tries to slide it forward. Not in there.
Who said it was a decent ball? Mark
Griffiths.
Oh,
He got me excited because it looked like it was way off, and then he said decent ball, and I was like waiting for it.
He refuses to say anything negative, though.
Kabore with it. Doesn't take Cleworth. Instead, he goes back to Windass. Windass looking for options. Finds Broadhead. Middle of the pitch. He's going to run forward. Shoulders off a man. Flicks it on to Moore. Couldn't stab it. And now it's Zaz. Going the other way. Kabore, what are you doing?
Kabore, he wanted to do something, so he had to foul. It's better than standing over there doing nothing.
Dad says Moore because he's tired. I'm hoping Moore's. I wouldn't mind Moore being out there until the 80th minute. I think both of our wings need. Well, okay, Thompson, I'd like to see in our midfield, to be fair. Ooh, dangerous up towards the head of Kabore. Says play on. If Kabore was really a team guy, he would have just ran into that guy's boot. But as it is, Lauren has it. Charles, right-hand side, Mitsuki with it. 18 yards, taking on Thomason, looking for options. Broadhead comes out in support. Cross, our post, dangerous. Oof, Adosi was there. Kyle Laren, big save, Ogonkwo. Kyle Laren, he's got good feet. It's the one thing he's got, and it lands on his chest, and he right foots it, and Ogonkwo able to make a difficult save. Himself. Complained about a Moore being penalized, but I don't see anything. Is it weird? I'm actually not screaming for subs. That was a great play by Laren to get it on, and they've got subs coming. Hey, Adozi came off. That's amazing. Is it just me? I'm looking at the FOTMOB stats, and he doesn't really have. He's only at 6.2, but to me, he's been everywhere. But I'll take that. Adozi on the left side, maybe Kabore, a new player to take on.
They're going to card Kabore. He's not even trying.
Scienza, that's their one of their top players. 6 goals, 8 assists. Throw in for us. Cleworth draws it back. "32 minutes and added time to find at least one." And that's going to go out and be it's going to stay in. I thought that for sure was going to go off of Thomason, but it goes up and behind him somehow. So Hyam's going to have to puck at 18-yard box, and he's just going to thump it forward and try and get it to keeper Moore, who heads it and puts it back towards Chiesa. Cleworth, though, well done, steps over top, steals the ball, gets it forward, up to Moore. Who's that busting their hump all the way forward? Thomason. Moore lays it off, holds it up. Broadhead there now, looking for options. He's got Cleworth if he wants the outlet. There's Max Cleworth, right foot. Drill deflect. Oh, just missed to the left-hand side. I thought that was going to go in. It hit a leg and jumped up over top, and I thought for sure that was going to find the corner. And it just goes wide off the deflection. God damn.
That was a little hard on his first touch. Otherwise, he might have got more on it.
We'll take a corner left-hand side, so that'll be Davo serving it up with the right. Don't do the short corner. Serve it up. Right foot, here comes the delivery. 6-yard box cleared away by Kyle Laren. Run out and grab that. Keep it in play and serve it up. Quick throw then. Get it into Thomason. Too late now. Thomason with it. Doyle up there running, trying to make himself an option. Has to curl back the other way. Thomason dances around one guy, goes towards the goal line, still with it. Cut back, up in the air. Keeper Moore doesn't get to him because Peretz intercepts and collects. Yeah. I'm with you that Moore might start to look a little bit gassed here. As that goes out, we'll take a throw in. Matsuki not able to keep that one in. We're coming forward. The question is, can we find it? Dobson. Hyam. He's got to go backwards, but he doesn't. Instead, he's going to chip it forward. It's going to be Windass who's going to collect. He has Isa with him. He's got Dobson. Dobson collects. Leaves it to Windass, who curled her out. He's been on a run. Broadhead gives it back to Windass, who's just going to keep running the entire width of the pitch. Doyle running forward, lays it up. Thomason, 17 yards, 9 yards, crosses there. Knocked and cleared. Bellis able to get a cross on that one. That wasn't a good one. And Zaz trying to get a battle, but we're going to win it. No, we're not. Turnover, and it's a 3-on-1. Kyle Laren with the ball, outrunning Kluward. Scores. Kyle Laren.
Absolutely shit back pass.
Kyle Laren is not a speed demon. Somebody's got to take Kluward to the track for the summertime and run him on some sprints, because Kyle Laren with the ball should not be outpacing Kluward. Fascinating, because I thought he was toast for the national team, and the way he's been playing recently, he could be playing for Canada in the World Cup as a sub off the bench. Crazy. RKO says just commit the foul, but it'd be, I think. Do you think Dog still RKO? Like, if he caught him early, maybe. But once he's decided to leave him run, he's got to continue the run, right? Death blow, killer blow. I'm with you, Lee.
Bad play by LOB, and then super slow for Max.
Yeah, you got to get him fleeter of foot. You go long enough. Dobson with it. Swings it back over to Max. Up the right side to Kabore. Get there, Isa. 18 yards out. Up forward to Max, who's all the way up there. Cut back pass! Knocked out, and we'll get a corner. Matsuki couldn't get it forward.
That was a good cross.
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, we've been in the mix for the second half. We just haven't been able to find it. Flicked up in the air, headed towards, still loose ball, cleared out.
Kabore, what are you doing?
All that red kit said he's going to lay it all the way back. I don't know. See, the thing is that's one of those situations, RKO, where he had the opportunity to make the foul. He's like 30 yards out. Like, if it's 40 yards out, you're never getting a dog so red. But 25, 30 yards out with two players on either side on a 3-on-1, I'm thinking that's got to be a red. So if he thinks he's got the opportunity to catch him, he's got to go for it. The reality is he just couldn't. Spurs or West Ham in our sights next year? I'd rather West Ham. We were with the Dobbo couldn't get it past Charles. Laren gets pushed in the back. Tackled out, throw in for us. No throw in for them. We're hearing the Paul Mullins song substituted for Kyle Larin. Well, it wouldn't have been a pen because it would have been all. Maybe I saw it differently. I'll have to relook at it. But when I saw Cleworth get to the point where he could have committed the foul, unless you're saying it was the guy at midfield who gave after the giveaway who should have ripped him down. But I thought he was 30, 35 yards out. And at that point, corner, Kabari tackled it, knocked it out. Oh. Second window of subs for Southampton. Manning off. Stewart on. Not a frequent contributor. Larin out. So that's going to be, does that Fellows going on?
Stephen Reed with a bizarre question.
Stephen Reed with a bizarre question. How many years of championship before Ryan and Rob stepped down as owner? They've got the capital behind, and they're doing well enough, I think. The only concern I have is the 24% growth. I would have liked to have seen that up over a third at least. That's a sign that things are getting closer to hold than grow.
They don't really have to put much into it, and they don't have to do much. I don't know why. It's not a major effort or a money concern for them. Why would they be looking to? I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't think that's why they brought people in, and I don't think it's going to be 20 to 30K annually once they get. They still got work to do. Plus, you have to think of the valuation of stuff. But I didn't see who came in for Kyle Larin. Scienza with it. Or Cienza. That's going to go all the way out for a throw unless Kabari decides to knock it down, and he does. No, the Aquilinis. Let's not say their name, talk about them at all. $14, I thought.
Yeah.
But you have to remember that doesn't include any revenue from the documentary.
Right.
It doesn't include any revenue from Wrexham Lager. It doesn't include, they've got enough other stuff going on.
If you have very simple taxes and you don't have to try to find ways to get creative with your deductions, then you'd maybe just take that at face value that they lost that money, but they didn't. They're just they take loans out to themselves. They do all sorts of things so that they can claim a loss so they don't have to pay taxes. So, I mean, there's some of that going on there.
Dobson with a nice tackle there in front of Charles. Plus, we've got billionaire pockets in the background as well. So that's the biggest thing for us as an advantage, and it's not going to happen next year. And I should actually look it up because I'm curious myself as we talk about it. Is we got to throw in 2027, Ogonquil, Hyam, Longman, Ward, Brunt, Barnett, O'Connor, Scar, Matty James, and Callum Burton all off the books, potentially or re-signed, right? But it's we're carrying a lot of dead weight with the contracts, and so it'll take some time. I mean, Zach Viner signed till 2029. Kabore swung forward, knocked away. Wow, Stevens able to get his reach out, get his foot on that. I thought potentially own goal opportunity with the way the leg was hanging there.
By the way, they didn't talk about who might sponsor the cop end and what they'd call it and all of that. Like if they decided to sell that, that would be quite a penny.
Well, and you're going to get increased attendance.
They're gonna sell boxes so that the box itself has a name, whether or not whoever's renting it, there'll be the
yeah.
So like the amount of money that they're about to make on just marketing of portions of the cop alone will have a huge influx of money.
Lewis O'Brien up to Thomason. He's looking for options, lays it up. Doyle looking for it, drove it in. Isa, take a crack. Why stop, settle, and then took the shot? Would like to have seen him be a little bit quicker, and it goes for a throw in. Isa Kabore throws it in quickly. Kabore, he's left foot cross? No, doesn't take it. Hyam's going to do the switch over to Dobson in the middle of the pitch. 40 yards out, sloughed over to Doyle. Thomason leaves it for Boyle. Boyle, I said. Broadhead is anybody but Boyle. Thomason scoop, leaving it there for LOB on the dink, flips it up in the air. Keeper can't get to it. Windass does, and then it's stabbed away. Kabore put one in. It's open. For more woodwork. Oh my God!
It's the most woodwork in a game we've seen.
Is that the fifth post?
Yeah.
3 for us and 2 for them.
No, 3 for that.
3 for them, 2 for us. Is it 6?
I think. Yeah. Maybe you're right. I don't know. They had 2 headers on one play hit wood, and then I thought they had another one.
The physics of Kiefer Moore's header here, I don't even know how that's necessarily there. Like you watch this one and where he's at. Oh.
He had the whole goal open.
Matty James returns. That's for Dobble. Broadhead, Rathbone, Longman to the right side. Triple change. When was the last time we've seen a triple change?
It's not exactly the guys I would have thought to get on your front foot, but
Rathbone, 18-yard box. Over towards Moore, headed away. Windass couldn't reach for it. Matty James puts it forward, bouncing around through the legs of Lewis O'Brien. Cleworth up there knocks it. Longman, nice little stab back play to LOB. Matty James, he's going to curl around and leave it there for Hyam and then take the pass back. Can Matty James dissect them? He leaves it for Windass instead. Driving, moving forward, 73rd minute. Over to the left-hand side, Hyman over top of Doyle. Doyle couldn't have got to that one? Wellington with a yellow card. Matty James able to pick that ball up in the middle of the pitch. Moore chests it down on a ball forward from Doyle. Lays it off. Rathbone, he's going to flick it forward. Lots of space. Thomason, he's got Windass. Bellis just easily steps in front and knocks that clear. No, I think you got to leave Moore on. You put Smith on somewhere else and you have an extra body for it. Or Catamarcieri comes in. Bailey.
Yes, there you go. Wave the white flag. Give up.
Never. Catamarcieri. Catamarcieri. Matsuki up over top, and they got deflected. It'll be a corner over on the right-hand side.
Nothing like 3 minutes to get to the corner to take the kick.
I'm just watching this, and the only thing I can hear in my head is Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons. We're in danger. Left-footed in-swinger from the far right side. Along the 6-yard box far post, Kiefer Moore just easily, tidily heads that one away, but rolls out to 35 yards and picked up by Southampton. Downs, draws it back. Don't know who that is. That's Wellington swept in, cleared away by Hyam, but 20-yard box, still knocked around, turn right foot, opportunity there instead. Far post. Woodwork. God. Is that a stat somewhere? Cienza, he's going to go far post, headed across the... Hyam knocks it away. Catamarcieri. Henri. Oh, there we go. Thanks for that, Julia. 76-minute round of applause for Julia's ex-neighbor's dad, Stephen Faulkner. Longman with it. James. $14 points.
Yes, Spets is pointing out the amount of back passing we're doing is significant.
Doyle has it, looks towards the middle. Rathbone, heavy first touch, but he's able to run onto the ball and grab it. We've matched suggested records for a number of posts in game. Doyle grabs it. He's going to stab it out. Thomason with it. Has to work to collect it. Matty James
moving on that whole left side.
Rathbone, and then heavy touch there, and he just knocks it out.
You're not going to magically get open by staring at the guy with the ball.
Oh, I didn't even look at the screen. I was just doing the exact same thing with my hands as Parky. Listening to me and watching a League Two match, DeAndre's waving the white flag. Matty James, we got a free kick. Longman with a touch over on the right-hand side. Stabs it forward to Windass, who gets over there, and he just... Heavy touch. Goes out. Rathbone pulled to the ground. Free kick there. I don't think it was intentional by Downs, but he wrapped him up in a tackle.
And then he complained like an idiot.
And got a yellow for the complaint?
Yeah.
I don't think it was the dissent, yeah. Mark Griffiths saying that looked harsh to get a yellow, but it was the dissent afterwards.
What jersey is Mark wearing? Is it a Wrexham jersey?
James. Moore's there, cleared away. Ballas has been impressive for them as a center. Oh, that was Stevens. But either one of them, Ballas, Stevens, both confident, killing opportunities. Time tried to LOB. Cleworth needs to run sprints, and LOB needs to hit the leg room. The leg room, work on the legs. The gym to work on the legs. Whatever. Zaz picks up a yellow card. Now it's Wellington on a mad run. Cienza, he gets wiped out. And a yellow card for Longman. Left-footed in swinger, 35, 40 yards out. Far post, headed, scores. Just put it across to the far post and leave it there for your big bodies to run onto it. And Ross Stewart goes up and knocks it into the corner, and it's 4-1. Well, poop. Might as well have a look at the standings now. We know what they're going to be. Don't move for us. Problem is 2-4-1. The goal difference takes a hit with the battle with Hull. We were well up, and now we're only one goal ahead. So that could end up coming into play. Outside the playoffs, 4 points behind Hull, 1 point ahead of Derby. Southampton on 17 goals, maybe trying to catch up to Middlesbrough, four goals ahead of them on the goal differential. Matsuki. Ogonko, it's there to take. 5-1. Ogonko can't get to the ball. Stretched for it. Couldn't get to it. Comes loose, and Azaz pumps it into the back of the net.
So many things wrong with that right there.
Just absolutely smashed, crushed. I'm trying to think of a game. We haven't seen one like this where it's been this ugly.
There's just no reason not to catch that ball. I just don't.
I don't even know what to say. So Wood on, Archer on, Matsuki comes off. Read the chat here and see what everybody else is doing. Is that the fire drill bell I hear? I can't even think of a game that we've been rolled like this since the takeover. Won't look good on the documentary. I'm curious to see how they cover it because I don't think they've had one that's such a big game and that just don't show up. So Moore out, Keeler done on, Windass off, and I missed who came on. Smith? So Smith and Keeler done getting a chance to run up front as Chaim draws it back to Ogonkwo. So word of the day from Sharky. Embarrassing. I'm just staring at the clock and wanting the time to go. I don't have much to contribute on this one. I mean, if you wanted to get into it and just put the blinders on and look forward to the next one. We got Birmingham on Sunday. Wait a week. Stoke City at home. Tuesday, April 21st, we go to Oxford, and then we've got Coventry and Middlesbrough. And now you're sitting there on the outside looking in and Southampton on fire, thinking they're probably not a team that you're going to expect are going to drop. You're looking at Middlesbrough only because of their form, and you're looking at Hull City, and you need somebody to fall back to us. Never leave a Wrexham game early. $15 points still on the table. Mark's trying to pump it up and say it's not the end of the road, but man, does it get tough because you've got Birmingham, Stoke, Oxford, Coventry, and Middlesbrough. And if you're Southampton with who's left, they've got Derby County, which I think do you want Southampton to win that? Do you want to draw? A draw and have both lose the opportunity to gain points? Hull City's got Sheffield United. And then they've got Birmingham, Leicester City, who's in the middle of a fight, Charlton Athletic, and Norwich City. And if you're looking at Derby County's running, their match against Southampton on Saturday morning. Derby County has Oxford United at home, Norwich City on the road, QPR on the road, and they wrap it up with Sheffield. So winnable matches there, unless obviously Middlesbrough now probably could be playing for something. Coventry will be on the beach. They'll be home and clear by the time that game's played for us. But we don't have a good schedule ahead of us as we've got 2 minutes. But there are games to play and points to be won. So you cross and hope. But if we were getting beat this bad, I don't think we should kid ourselves unless it's the delicious comeback story for the documentary and we find a way to get in. Play a home and home with Southampton and all of a sudden you find it. That's a good sum up by Bryn. We've achieved more than Bryn was hoping for. More than I was hoping for. I was hoping we'd be in a playoff battle, and we are. So you have to qualify the season as an unmitigated success. But yes, it's the disappointment of the run-in. Frank comes back to say, I was right to leave the Wrexham game early. Hopefully they go easy on the added time. No need to make this they scored 3 goals, and so let's give them a Keeler done. Knocks it down. I was hoping he'd be able to. First touch let him down. Matty James with it. Is he going to have a crack off the left foot? He's going to leave it there for Keeler Dunn. Spins over to Matty James, left-hand side. Back to Matty James. You know what? Matty's, other than it being blocked and given away and him just being completely outpaced, he's looked pretty good. Southampton, too much speed all the way across goal, and it makes it through. Schiezza flip. Big save by Ogonkwo. I mean, you look at that run-in, unforced errors. Third goal killed us. Who's our training coach? He's got to get some track going and try and find some speed out of these guys. Wellington's going to take this as a left-footed in-swinger. X says playoffs by no means over. Look, nothing's outside of the realm of possibilities. But I'll go through who the teams are playing again. You know what? I'll bring the standings up while I do it. I should have Andy's graphic handy. I don't, because I swapped over and I didn't pull it down. For Derby, Southampton, obviously up near the top, right? But then you've got Oxford United, who's sitting in 23rd. Yes, they're fighting for their lives, but they're in 23rd for a reason. Norwich City, who's been great of late, but has to be seeing the writing of the wall by now. And potentially, Derby plays a Norwich City at home that's still spry. QPR, who's sitting at 12th, they're on the beach. And then Sheffield United, who are on the beach. So to me, that's 2, maybe 3 games of no interest, a weak team, and 1 good one. That means something. That you want to go to Hull City and have a look at what they've got. They've got Sheffield United on the beach already, Birmingham on the beach already, Leicester City, yes, they're in a battle, but they're 22nd for a reason. Charlton Athletic, probably on the beach, should be safe from relegation there unless something completely changes at the bottom of the table, but likely safe. And Norwich City, whose season will be over at the end. So for Hull City, you'd like to like their chances there, just looking at who's going to be going for it and who's playing for something. And then you compare that with us. So we've got Brum, yes, on the beach. That's great. Stoke City on the beach. That's good. Oxford United, 23rd, but there for a reason. But then you've got Coventry on the beach by then, and Middlesbrough who'll be playing for something potentially at the end. So maybe not that bad if you're going to do the on the beach status, but looking at Stoke at 13th and Coventry and Middlesbrough first and third, not where you want to be. So at the end of the day, go out and get 15 points and we'll see where we lie. No big deal. What did we say? 74, 75 points gets you there? And if you want to look at it that way, that's Hull City only getting 7 points, Middlesbrough only getting 3, and us having to plow through and pull 11 out of 15. We're in danger, Ralph Wiggum. And the only killer for me is I just don't want to see the Chickens next year.
Why?
I hate Bradford City. I hate their fans. The worst fans that we've seen of any club.
I thought
There's the game.
I thought you were talking about the team coming down from the Premier League. I didn't.
No, I was talking Bradford City going up. They're sitting in third place, so they'll be in the playoffs because they're not going to catch Cardiff City, and Lincoln's already secured their spot. Gone on an absolute bender at the end of the year. So Bradford City, Bolton, Stockport, Stevenage, and then you've got Plymouth and Reading looking to try and get into the playoffs. Bradford City went out of form, but now they're back into it. And I just hope they don't go up because we're a big club. Look at our stadium. A, you don't own it. B, the only fans you have are in Bradford. Nobody knows who you are. Not a good day. Bryn says it. 2 hours, I'll never get back. Do you want to add anything, Brendan?
No.
No. So I'd take Stockport coming back up. I think it'll probably. Bolton's been struggling recently, but we'll see where it goes. Embarrassing scoreline, a sad day. We'll be back Sunday at 4:00 in the morning. Everybody will be playing on the Saturday ahead of us, so we'll get an idea of where we sit. Hopefully, there's some losses around us and some surprises. Just looking at things, Hull have their game regular scheduled 3 p.m. kickoff on the Saturday. Millwall has their game the day before on the Friday, noon for me, 8 p.m. kickoff out in the UK. And Middlesbrough, because we're now tracking them because of their form, they're at home against Portsmouth. I didn't look at their schedule because
it's not worth it.
They've got 5 left. Portsmouth at home, Ipswich on the road, and Ipswich will be playing for something. That'll be a big game, so that might be a season-defining moment in that match. And then they've got Sheffield Wednesday, Watford at home, and us at the end. So it's going to be tough for them to not take up points on that with that ahead of them. So we're going to have to go on a burner. And that's basically it. So anyway, thanks to all of you for joining. A pleasure as always, and a shitty day. And I'm going to go and try and get some work done and do some stuff with the kid. So have a good one. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.